Now, I think Georgia at Mississippi State could quietly be one of the best games of Week 11 of the college football season. Now, the spread over at BetMGM doesn't imply that. Odds makers got this thing right around a touchdown and some change favoring the dogs, the Georgia Bulldogs, that is, that are visiting this one. But I want to give you my final take for both Mississippi State and Georgia ahead of this game in Week 11. Before we do that, though, make sure you're subscribed. If you're a Georgia fan, make sure you're subscribed. If you're a Mississippi State fan, a lot of y'all are just now getting on board with what we have going on here over on the Author YouTube channel, so make sure you're locked in if you're not already. Appreciate you in advance for making this show what it is and for being subscribed. It's a home for college football sickos is really what this show is, so we appreciate you adding to that foundation of what we got going on here on this show and on this channel. So, my take from Mississippi State ahead of this one when they're playing Georgia. Y'all, I think State's going to score. I really do. And it is a combination of, I think Mississippi State and their receivers are really good. I think Blake Shapen is really good. Seen him firsthand when he was at Baylor drop dimes, have ice water in his veins in the Big 12 title game when he was at Baylor. But I pair that reality with y'all, Georgia on the back end is not good. And I think it kind of gets lost in the sauce with how we view Georgia because we say, oh, Kirby Smart, oh, Glenn Schumann. They always recruit well, don't they? Yes, all those things are true, which is why it's so jarring. But, y'all, Georgia's got some young bucks on the back end that cannot do a good job stopping the pass. We've seen that many a time. Go watch the Ole Miss game. Go watch the Tennessee game. I mean, they just cut up on those guys, man. Cut up. And so I see that, and I look at what Jeff Lebby and Blake Shapen and Anthony Evans against his former team and Brennan Thompson. Like, there's so much there to where I'm like, man, I really think Mississippi State's going to score. I really do. And I'm not saying that Georgia won't still find a way to, in Georgia fashion, find a way to get it done. But I think there's going to be a time while you're watching this game, whether you're a Mississippi State fan or you're a Georgia fan or just a college football fan in general, where you're going to say, man, is Mississippi State going to do this? Hey, Georgia's having trouble stopping the pass again. Georgia's starting slow again. It's in Stark Vegas. Cowbells are clanging. Is Mississippi State going to pull this off? There will be a moment in time where you feel that way watching this game. Now, is that in the first quarter, a la Tennessee, Georgia? Is that late in the third quarter? I don't know, but I'm just telling you, I think the way that Mississippi State is going to score and the ease at which they do that through the air with the speeches they have on the outside, I think that's going to be the feeling you feel as you watch Mississippi State in this game defending home turf. Now, I say that, my take for Georgia is I think we see Gunnar Stockton's Heisman campaign launched in a very real way in this game. And the reason why, he's had some traction already this year when it comes to the Heisman discussion, and he's had some good games against Ole Miss and Tennessee, and he's been the reason why they've won some of these games. But they remember November. Okay, this is now where I think, unfortunately, the good folks that vote on the Heisman Trophy are just now starting to pay attention, and they're going to watch this game and see Mississippi State scoring points, and they're going to say, okay, what's Georgia going to do in rebuttal to that? What's Georgia's response? And number 14 is going to trot out there with that sick visor that he wears and that sheepish grin and that unassuming body language he looks like he's out there just playing 7-on-7. He's going to walk out there and throw darts. Another reason why I feel this way, Georgia's going to be able to run the football. You say, Jody, you're saying Gunnar Stockton's going to have a Heisman campaign launching kind of day. You're telling me Georgia's going to run the football? Yes, they're going to run the football, which is going to open up more downfield passing lanes for Gunnar Stockton. Okay, so he's going to have a great day at the office. We've seen it time and time again. It doesn't matter what the requirement is of Gunnar Stockton. He's going to do the assignment. He is. You just score 40 today, we're good. Hey, Gunnar, need you to just go for like $190 through the air. Don't turn it over. He can do that too. This game, though, just what I said, is going to require the Gunnar Stockton dressed-up polo kind of day, the hot Yeti beverage kind of day. If you've watched this show, you know what I'm talking about there. Just meeting whatever's required of him in this spot. And he will do that, all right? He will do that. So you leave this game, and if you're a Georgia fan, I think you feel a couple of things. You get triple verification, 3 blue check marks on the idea that you can win games offensively, okay? You've seen that from Ole Miss, seen it from the Tennessee game, and you saw it from this game now for a third time to say, okay, great, we can go ahead and win a shootout. Good to see that once again. Wish you want to take a shootout, but okay, we can do that. I think you also, though, if you're a Georgia fan, you do some soul searching and say, man, Mike Bobo really wasn't the problem, was he? No, we said that for a while on this show. I think a lot of you Georgia fans that are a little bit more dialed in understand that. But you go back to last year, what was the problem? Leading America in drops, couldn't run the ball, and had a quarterback now that as a product of all those things, I believe, started to press, turned it over, and Georgia had some stop-start issues offensively. It felt like you were driving stick watching Georgia. It's like they're great one day offensively, then the next day they're having trouble turning the football over and they can't catch the ball. What's going on with Georgia? This year for Georgia, you're seeing a much more complementary style of ball. A big reason why is what Gunnar Stockton's bringing to the table. Teams have to honor his legs. They obviously went out and addressed some needs via the portal at the receiver position, and you're seeing them reap the rewards of that. Mike Bobo was never the problem. Mike Bobo is doing his best with what he's got, man. But now that he has a more cohesive setup offensively, you're going to see Georgia score points. You're going to see Georgia look more Georgia-ish, look more complimentary, and Mike Bobo knows how to call games with complimentary style of offense being played. Unfortunately for them, the complimentary style of ball for the most part stops on the offensive side because the defenses had their own issues. Not dunking on Georgia defensively so much as I'm saying we need better Georgia, and I don't know this is a spot where you get better with it being on the road and being Mississippi State. So regardless, I can't wait to watch this one. I think it's going to be an awesome game, and I'm excited to react to it after the fact with all of y'all. We'll do that first on my social platforms, Instagram, Twitter, at JD PicKell. As soon as the clock hits 000, we'll do it on Sunday morning on this platform, the On3 YouTube channel, to give you a little bit more in-depth thoughts on both sides of this. So to be a part of all that, make sure you're subscribed right here to the channel. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We're going to keep this party rolling, and we will see y'all next time.